Hey y'all, I'm Susie Logan with Susina's Designs, and I'm here today to show you how to assemble my Mermaid Life seashell basket. It's available now for download in the Silhouette Design Store. Is it cute or what? I am loving this little basket. And not only is it a basket, it can also double as a little luminary. So if you just take out the liner, you can insert a little color-changing LED light, and it magically transforms into this cute little lantern, perfect for any little mermaid's room. Okay, let's make sure we have everything we need for this project. First thing we need is our little wall. And then we need our little handle for our basket and the little waves decoration that goes on top of it. And we need our little basket liner, the inside of our basket. We should have two circles, one smaller than the other. The one that is larger is going to go on the very bottom, and the one smaller is going to go on top. Then we need our two little wavy strips, kind of like rickrack, but more wavy than rickrack. Two little wavy strips. And then you've got some seashell parts. You've got a conch, and I guess this is a scallop, I think. And then you've got like a little starfish, and then mystery piece. No, this is actually part that goes in here for the conch. It's part of the conch. So we can set our seashells over to the side. You're gonna need a piece of scratch paper and a pencil and a ruler and a pair of scissors and a glue stick. Put those aside. Get your scratch paper. The first thing we're gonna do is let's go ahead and glue our little decorative trim on the outside of our basket, okay? So, your two little wavy pieces, little waves, we're gonna take those, and take our glue stick, we're gonna, like this, and glue it that way. Make sure I've got it good and glued. And do it this way. Make sure I've got it good glued. Woo. And I'm gonna go ahead and, before I glue the next piece, I'm gonna go ahead and place this somewhere. Let's see, I can't remember which one had top and bottom. I think that this one probably would do better on the bottom because it's smaller and I don't have a whole lot of space. You don't want it too close to your little tabs. Let's make it a little bit higher, closer to right underneath our little scallop shaped little holes on there. Okay, now let's put some glue on this other one. Take our glue stick and just put some glue on it. Uh-oh, it stuck to my finger and tore. That wasn't good. That was bad, but it won't matter. It'll probably get covered up anyway. Let's see. It won't. We'll make it fit together and probably won't even know the difference. At least it's mine, not yours, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put that right at the top, right, maybe a little bit lower, where it kind of dips into those little shapes. Yeah. And I'm gonna slide it over a little teeny bit because I think I got it over the edge so it's not quite in, it's not quite in there. Ooh, glue. So slippery. Okay. Let's do that, and let's get this other piece that got messed up a minute ago, and let's stick it back on there and glue it down. Are we even gonna notice it? I don't think anybody's gonna notice it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we've got our trim glued on our little piece. Now what we want to do is we want to flip it over, and we want to put the ruler right at the edge of those little tabs, and you want to just right at the edge of the tabs so that this is right up against where they're cut. You don't want to have it further away from those. You want it right up against where they're cut, because you want these to bend right where they're right there. Even though you could do it higher, you don't want to take away from any of your, you're going to lose some of your basket space if you do that. And also, the idea behind having tabs is tabs cut it and lets the paper bend neatly, instead of if it was bent like this and then you tried to curl it around in a circle, it doesn't want to. See how if you bend it and then you try to curl it around the circle, how it doesn't want to do right? No, that's why we have the little tabs. Now you know. Okay, so now that we've bent those tabs, we're gonna unbend them a little bit, and we're gonna put glue on the bottom of those, just along the edge. So try not to get it up there in your basket. You don't want to get it on your basket part. Ooh, this glue's getting everywhere. Okay, so we got it there. You're gonna take this, and we also want to put some glue. Put the glue on the side that has a half at the top and a half at the bottom. And we're only gonna do it right on those halves right there, on the half of that one, because we don't want it to overlap a whole lot. Then we're gonna curl it around and place it right on top of those other halves. And stick it there, match it up, stick it together. This shouldn't be that complicated, but if your fingers are gluey, then they're gonna wanna stick to everything. So you wanna make sure your fingers aren't gluey before you get started on that. Keep you a washcloth, a damp washcloth nearby so you can wipe off your fingers. That would be a good idea. Okay, and then once I get it there, okay, so we want it to match so that it's a seamless design. And hopefully our tabs are still gluey, which mine aren't, which that is very unfortunate. But that's okay. I'm just gonna bend them down anyway. And one thing is you're gonna need both your circles, because on the larger circle, you can go ahead and go all the way around. It doesn't even matter if you get it all the way, real messy around there, because we're gonna actually cover it up with the smaller circle and with these tabs. So first we're gonna set the tabs. I don't want it on my gluey paper, that's not very smart. I'm gonna set it down on there. Usually I'll take the back of my fingernails and use it to kind of secure it to the tabs, to the circle. I just press with my fingers, with my fingernails, and gently rotate the box and push it down with my fingernails. Keep it on the circle. Okay, and then you want to take your smaller circle and you want to put glue on the entire thing, like this. And it's a little bit smaller than the other, and so it should go all the way down to the bottom. And you should be able to lay it down in there like that. And then you can use your fingernails to push it up against those tabs to secure it. That worked much better. Okay. Use the back of my glue stick shape to help me push up against that. Okay, now we're gonna take our cute little wavy piece and we're gonna put glue on it with our glue stick. Cover it with glue. And then we're going to take that off gently, carefully picking it up, and then we're going to align it. We're going to align it with the edge of our piece, that corner in the corner. There we go. And then gently place it along there. And we're going to take a little bit of glue. And we're gonna put it on the very edge, on the pretty side of our basket. It's gonna cover, I know that's weird, that's gonna be on the pretty side, but we're gonna take this and you're gonna find a good spot. Like this part right here is a good spot. See how solid this area is? A good spot to stick this and glue it to it. And do the same thing on the opposite side. Happens to be right over there on the part where it's glued together. It's right there on the seam, actually. You could, if you wanted to, instead of gluing these handles, you could use a brad if you wanted to, so that it could slide and move. But these would also make good little lanterns instead of, you know, if you wanted to, you could put like color changing light inside. Twist lights. I should have this down, the link in that, but you can put that down in there. And they actually look real magical with the color changing lights. I love to use these lights like it. Those kind of little color changing lights. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even show you how to do that. So let's take 2 on that. Okay, so make sure your handle's on there and let it, give it a minute to dry really well. And then while it's drying, you're just gonna curl up your paper and then you're gonna place it in here and then you're gonna let go. And then get it in there and loosen it up. It should spread across that, around the edge. And there you go. And now we have our little seashell pieces right here. We've got this one. We've got this one. You can take a little glue on this part. Take a little glue on that part. And it's got the same like little, you see this? It's got this little bump right there and you can kind of see it. It echoes the other shape of that one. That's where it goes on there. Cute little, this will make a cute little name tag. If you wanted to, you could actually attach this to the basket if you wanted to put a name tag on there. So it actually probably even slide into these little suckers until the, yeah, you can just slide those underneath the scales within it. And that will actually like hang on the basket there loosely. Can you see that? All I did was just slide it in there like that. If you wanted to, you could weave the other seashell in there like that. could put some glitter on the seashells. You can just stick it across here like this and then just weave it into the basket. And then have your little seashells all over your basket. If you want to glue those, you can attach them to it, or you can just leave them kind of loose like that. You can even decorate these with like glitter if you wanted to. It's kind of fun to have them just hanging loose, like they're caught up in a net. Isn't that fun? There we go. Isn't that cute? And you can take this. You might want to take the liner out. Oh, you don't want to glue it to the liner. Make sure you didn't glue it to the liner. When I try to reattach it, glue it to the liner. So you want to glue this to your basket, not to the liner. And you just put these in there. It makes it magical, doesn't it?